Now that it's a 3/1 into the Gaston, it takes out the Gaston, and now that our bird is banished, we get to draw a card. Don't mind if I do.
NANI?
This new Disney Lorcana deck has all characters and no gimmicks. That's right, there's no Maleficent staffs, there's no actions, there's no song cards. It's all characters and no gimmicks. Journey Box followers can draw us cards. Diablo can draw us cards. They can't draw us more cards because they're not going to the library because we're not playing those cards. No gimmicks, all characters. Clarabelle can shift into Clarabelle. The Cursed Merfolk get a whole bunch of lore. Same with Banzai, get a whole bunch of lore. Gazelle, give somebody evasive, keep them safe. I could give a Banzai evasive or something like that. Give a Merfolk evasive. Don't mind if I do. The Madman Fox can bounce stuff back and do massive damage. Crab can give somebody lots more strength to take out some big body characters. This Peter Pan can give the genies rush, and that's a good deal. Any character that has evasive can gain rush, and this one has evasive. So does this, but it already has rush. And then you can do some even crazier combos by giving any character you want rush by playing this card that gives characters with evasive rush, and then this card that gives a character evasive. Whoa, crazy. I know. The Cloud Kicker has been making a huge comeback lately. You are able to bounce characters with 2 strength or less back to their player's hand. It could be your own character if you're crazy. This is what we're playing today. We're excited to try it out, see if the all characters, no gimmicks makes sense. We will play this together. This is at dreamborn.inc. You can find it in the description of this video to this webpage, and then you can go to menu, export, not import, menu, export, ink table, and play on ink table.
Things that we learned in this video: Ruby Sapphire players will strongly dislike playing against this deck. Number 2, more Cursed Merfolk, please. And number 3, ink is important. If you don't have enough ink, you're just going to have to play low-cost cards. So make sure you ink.
We are going against an Under the Sea deck. It is a yellow-green list that is going to make us put our cards with 2 strength or less on the bottom of our deck. So we want to not have that happen to us. Looks like we are going to get rid of most all of these. I think we're going to keep the Genie, and that's what we got going on. We're getting rid of everybody except for the Clarabelle and the Genie. We are not punished because we got our 1-drop. Sadly, we have to ink one of our good cards, our Goop, and then we can go ahead and play our Cursed Merfolk. This is going to be able to get us 2 lore really fast. Our opponent's turn, they ink a card. Do they have something to play? It doesn't look like they've passed the turn. We get a Crab, and we are going to ink the Crab because we don't need to do anything just now, and hopefully the Cloud Kicker will hit next turn to be able to bounce whatever they play and keep us safe again. We get to play our Banzai card. He quests for 2. That's a whole bunch of lore going on. There it is, 2 lore already, and then we pass the turn. We're just hoping that they don't get the Under the Sea hacks on us. They have the Ursula to find a song card and discard it, but guess what, buddy? This deck is here to directly counter this Ursula, because we have no song cards. We have all characters and no gimmicks. You guessed it. We are going to ink the Clarabelle, and then we will get to play our Cloud Kicker to bounce the Ursula back. Now the Ursula won't be able to take out the Cursed Merfolk, and we like the way that goes. They're also not able to bounce it with Madman Fox, but they're not playing the colorways. They're playing the green-yellow, so we're not scared of Fox. We're good to go. 6 lore already. Next turn, we should be set to go all the way to 11 lore. And if this is an inkable, which it is not, we would have been set to draw some cards with the Genie, but that's okay. Sometimes you shouldn't play the Cloud Kicker. Sometimes you should just ink it so you can play Genie to get to your other Cloud Kickers. We're going to be able to quest our Cursed Merfolk for another 2, quest our Banzai for another 2, and then quest our Cloud Kicker. That's all the way up to 11 lore really, really quick. We pass the turn. They have their Diablo. We have nothing to hit the Diablo because we don't have any evasives. They do the Ursula, but guess what? All characters, no gimmicks. They do take out our Cursed Merfolk and take no damage back. They play another Ursula, but guess what? All characters, no gimmicks. We're going to have to ink the Goat, and then we get to play the Genie. Genie does have evasive. It is our direct answer to their Diablos, and when we play it, we get to draw a card. It's Clarabelle, which we'll probably have to ink next turn. We will quest our Banzai. That gets us another 2 lore. We're winning easy. We're questing again. That's another 2 lore. We're questing the Cloud Kicker. That's 16 with game on board because this can quest and this can quest. They do an Ursula, and they find the Under the Sea card, but they don't have enough sing ability to sing the Under the Sea. But if they did, we would be cooked. It looks like they might draw this out if they don't take out this Banzai. They decide to quest instead of taking out the Banzai, which would have been still game on board for us, because with Genie quest for 2, Banzai quest for 2, it's that easy. We quest for 2 there, it's 18, and then we get to quest again against the Under the Sea deck. We got the 20-1. It's that easy. We're going to load some new decks and see our deck versus a red-blue list with an Oswald core. This is a new popular list, and then we will let our player 2 start this turn. We got a pretty solid hand. We don't need our Go-Go Tamagos just quite yet. We prefer Honey Lemon. With the White Rose we like. This is going to be great, and this is going to be great. We might keep the Goat for ink because we were running into some inkable problems last game. There's a Popsicle. They play it down. They get to draw a card. We get to have another Curse Merfolk. Do we ink the Ursula? It is a hard question. I think we do ink the Ursula, and then we will go ahead and play our Curse Merfolk because they have nothing to attack it next turn with, and we like the sound of getting lore fast. They play the Gaston, which is going to be able to take out lots of our Curse Merfolks kind of unpunished. They'll have to discard cards, but they'll also be kind of unpunished. We will have to ink a card here. Kind of want to play the Clarabelle and the Curse Merfolk this turn. We're going to ink the Goat, and then we are going to just flood a whole bunch of 1-drops. Do we pay 2 ink to banish chosen item? I don't have 2 ink, so no is the answer. And then we will play the Curse Merfolk. We are going to quest the Curse Merfolk. That's all the way up to 2 lore, but they have this Gaston to answer it next turn. He's reckless. He has to challenge. That's what he'd be like. He can't quest. He has to challenge. They put down a Fishbone Quill. They have to take it out. They have to discard a card when they do that. And then they're inking. They're ramping a whole bunch. If they get a Hiram, we're going to be cooked. We can ink the White Rose. We need to get up to these other characters. And then we can play our Diablo. That's what we got going on this turn. We are going to quest our Curse Merfolk. That'll make them forced to discard, and then we're not going to quest this because we want to force the discard. Hopefully they don't ink and play something. Hopefully we force a discard there. So maybe it's not worth it, but that's what we got going on. Does this do a damage? I don't know. Not worth it. They ink a card. They have 2 cards in hand. They ink it with a Fishbone Quill. Do they get to play this card? Of course they do. Vision of the Future. They pulled a red card that showed for a second. It's Medusa, but they got to get rid of it when they challenge into the Curse Merfolk. We get a Crab, and the Crabulus can let us take out the Gaston, and that's exactly what we need. We are going to ink Elsa because we need to get up to 4 ink. We did have a turn to wait and do stuff, but if we get another Elsa, we want to play that. We can play our Crabulus. Crabulus is going to give +3 challenger to this Diablo. This Diablo will get to challenge now that it's a 3-1 into the Gaston. It takes out the Gaston, and now that our bird is banished, we get to draw a card. Don't mind if I do. Definitely should have saved that Elsa and then inked whatever came next. We get to quest for 1 big one. That's all 5 lore there. Bad misplays coming in from Ready, Set, Ink on this game. But that's okay. They used their Fishbone Quill to ink. They got up to the magic number of 7, which, as you know, is the Be Prepared numbers. We are going to play our Genie. It's evasive. We get to draw a card when we do it. This is going to help us win the game a little bit faster. We will ink our Cloud Kicker, and then we get to quest for 2 big ones. That's right, all the way up to 7 lore. That's already 1/3 of the game completed, and they're at 0 lore. We want to try to keep it that way. They get a Vision of the Future, and they ink the thing that they get with Vision of the Future. The AI is going absolutely crazy. We are going to use our Clarabelle to banish this Fishbone Quill. That's what we got going on. We want to get rid of it. We will play Clarabelle. We're going to pay 2 extra ink to banish their Fishbone Quill. They can stop inking now, and they can actually play the game safe and sound. And then we get to quest for not just 1, but 3 more, a total of 4 lore this turn, passing the halfway mark of the game, 11 lore on the board. And then we pass the turn. We're not going to ink the White Rose because that's not going to be behooving to us. They do get the Hiram Flavisham to banish the Popsicle, but they've ran out of items. That's what we like to see. We have another Evasive Genie, and we might want to keep them, but we have the Rabbit. The Rabbit is going to be the better play right now because if they do have a Be Prepared, it's going to banish all of our cards, and then that will let us draw a card. And then right now, it's just Quest City. We are questing the Clarabelle, questing our Crabulous, the Genie quest for 2, and the Girl Cow quest for 1. That's all the way up to 16. We have game on board if they don't have a Be Prepared or something else that would take us out. I think we are set with game on board. They will be able to get the 1 lore this turn, and that's kind of heartbreaking. What do we see? It's a Tamatoa that can buy back an item, a Popsicle that they play down. They quest the Hiram. What are they doing? What in the world? They attacked the crab with the Hiram, and we're just flabbergasted here at Readysetink Studios. There's the quest for 17. Do we have the White Rose? We have the Red Rose, so we are going to play White Rose. Yes, we will quest the Rabbit, and then we want to ink the Crab, play the Fox to bounce the Rose. That didn't do it. Bouncing Roses doesn't give you lore. That's Goat that does that. And then we can quest the Genie. That's 21 lore. They're at 0 because they're a bunch of silly billies over in AI land. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. We'll see you in the next one. Mwah!